Coach, in any time it's a rivalry game, there's a lot of emotion, a lot of plays. But as we begin here, just your thoughts on what ultimately cost your team this afternoon.
I think turnovers probably is the biggest difference. But we battled back and we had a chance with 4 plays, at the end of the game to win it. And a lot of times that's what happens in a close game or a rivalry game. And the team that makes the plays is the winner.
Coach, as we talk about that final drive, just if you could maybe what offensive staff saw that on the tackle eligible play that may have been available that and did Tech play it well, just your thoughts on that.
Yeah, they played it really well. And you have to be disciplined to play the play well, and they made a nice play.
Coach, defensively, you pressured the quarterback. You had a goal line stop, but there were big plays. And when you look at it holistically, what ultimately, from an execution standpoint, and some of the big plays that you saw that cost the team?
Yeah, it's assignments. You got to be more consistent to play assignment sound football when it comes to these kind of games, and when you're not against a good team with a lot on the line, then big plays occur, and we were inconsistent.
We talked at halftime. You mentioned the importance of Brennan. Offensively, 3 points in the second half. Brennan is injured. Of course, you don't want to put it all on that, but just offensively, what do you think kind of took the rhythm away in the production from the offense?
Yeah, hard to say, but clearly wasn't the same as the first half where it was pretty much moving the ball at will, and you had to have 3 points in the second half. It's not enough to win.
Coach, finally, you still have another game. You have another opportunity. How difficult is it, obviously, to go through this and to put it behind you so you can continue to move forward and play in postseason?
Yeah, it takes time. Just like anything, when you put a lot into it and you come up short, bowl games matter, and playing them every year matters, and winning them matters, and that'll be the next thing.
Thank you, Coach.
If you have a question, raise your hand, and we'll get to you with the wireless mics. We'll start with Jeff, and then I'll go over here to Mike Barber.
Bronco, it looked like there would have been an opportunity to gain some separation at the end of the first half, and then there was the roughing the punter. Was that just a case of Weeks being overeager, or were you trying to block the punt?
We were trying to block the punt, but the clear instructions, right, whatever you do, stay off the punter, and and we didn't, and so it cost us 3 points.
Bronco, I know the offense had obviously slowed down in the second half, but you get the ball back into Brennan's hands twice with about 4 minutes to go. Not that it was ideal, but did you feel pretty good at that point that maybe you kind of had them where you wanted them in terms of Brennan getting the shot?
And anytime the ball's in Brennan's hands, all the way to the very last play today, I felt good that, we had a great chance to win the game.
In the big picture, there aren't many seasons statistically like the one Brennan's put up this year. Does it feel like your program squandered a pretty remarkable season to only be where you are with what you've got from him?
I think it's a good point. So every team has different chemistries and different styles of play. And with certain styles of play, right, it stresses the program in different areas, and then different things are exposed, right? So I think Brennan had a remarkable season, and we're looking to win one more game, and that being a bowl game, which we always expect to go to, and whether that's squandered or not, I'm not sure I would put it in that category.
Yeah, Bronco, what was Brennan's message to you, I guess, after he got hurt? Was he wanting to get back in as soon as possible? Was it a fight? How would you kind of sum that up?
No, the trainers were just retaping him and trying to get him back as fast as possible. So, he wanted to be back in as soon as he could, and they were working on him as fast as they could, and Jay did a nice job in the meantime.
When you think back to training camp heading into the season opener, how did you feel about the defense at that point? I know you were trying some new things schematically. Did you worry that it could kind of turn out the way it has, or did you feel pretty good about the personnel and the scheme?
Pretty good about the personnel and the scheme, and especially the way we played early on. So, yeah.
Bronco, at the end of the game, you have their fans rushing your field. the image of that, the impact that started being seen? What's kind of your reaction to that, and is it something you use maybe going forward?
Yeah, I'm not going to make a comment on that.
Hey, for your defense to come up with a turnover, to give you guys the ball back and give you one more shot, what does it say about your defense, and what did you like about how they played throughout that fourth quarter?
They tried really hard in the second half. I thought played significantly better than the first half.
Bronco, you talked about after the Pittsburgh game just how hard it was to kind of leave that and the Coastal behind. Now, after missing an opportunity with the state championship, how do you get these guys refocused? Is it nice to now have a couple weeks before you have a bowl game?
Yeah, really, it's the framing, and then everybody chooses, right? That's one of our principles. It's the power of choice, and we all do that. And sometimes it happens at different rates. But I frame what's at stake and what the task is, and then ask and educate, and they choose, and then we go.
Statistics can be tricky, but I see on here, Tech rushes for 320 yards, Virginia for 60. Is that a significant statistic in your eyes?
Yeah, it is, especially in a close game, because it allows clock to be eaten up and kind of possession to have the game kind of moved to where the team that can run it, right, they have more control of the game. And again, we have 4 downs from the 12 to win it. So, but yeah, in between there, I think it's significant, knowing that 2 of those were giant plays in the run game.
Bronco, the throwback to Haskins, is that something that you guys worked on a lot in practice, and especially given that situation in the game, is that
Yeah.
is that a play you were confident in?
Man, or maybe the entire season, if not weeks 2, weeks 3. It's been in our plan for a long time, and not necessarily just versus this opponent, but in a critical moment.
Bronco, not to belabor that topic, but you're on the headset. Is that a call you make, a call you sign off on?
Yeah, I thought, I mean, I like the chances defensively. It's tough. I've had it work against me before, so yeah, I knew it was coming.